Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. Distinguished ministers, esteemed speakers, partners, and participants. It is an honor to open the second edition of the Breathe Pakistan International Climate Change Conference, a platform that has grown into an important space for dialogue, collaboration, and action on one of the defining challenges of our time. Before I begin, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all our partners, our speakers, participants, not only for their continued support in helping us to build this conference into the strong platform that it is today, but also for your understanding as we reschedule these dates. We deeply appreciate your flexibility and support at this critical juncture as Pakistan continues to engage in important efforts towards regional peace and stability. When we first convened this platform in 2025, we did so with a clear belief that climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is not a conversation for tomorrow. It is a lived reality for Pakistan, for South Asia, and for millions across the globe. Today, as we gather again, that reality has only intensified. Pakistan is among the most climate vulnerable countries in the world, facing increasingly severe floods, heat waves, water stress, and dangerously poor air quality. These are no longer abstract risks or rare phenomena. They are recurring shocks. Behind every statistic showing up on our screens are real lives. Farmers are losing entire harvests, families are forced to leave their homes, children are growing up in hazardous air, and communities are rebuilding after each disaster only to face the next one. The 2022 floods made this painfully clear, affecting over 33 million people and causing more than $30 billion in losses. They showed how quickly climate shocks can become economic shocks and how deeply they can undo years of development gains. In 2025, monsoon rains and flash flooding once again devastated large parts of the country, particularly in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Punjab, claiming at least 1,000 lives and affecting nearly 7 million people nationwide. Pakistan has also continued to face intensifying heat extremes. In Sindh, in 2025, prolonged heat wave conditions saw temperatures rise by 4 to 6 degrees. In parts of the province, temperatures climbed to around 49 degrees Celsius, placing immense strain on public health systems, energy infrastructure, and vulnerable communities. Such events prove that climate change is not just an environmental crisis. It is a threat to Pakistan's economic stability, public health, and the country's development trajectory. And the burden is not shared equally. Despite contributing less than 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions, Pakistan continues to face some of the most severe climate impacts. That imbalance must remain central to how we frame both global and local responses. At DawnMedia, we believe that journalism is central not only to documenting these realities, but also to shaping the conversations that lead to solutions. From the outset, this was envisioned to be a platform designed to bring together stakeholders who do not always engage with each other directly, and to create space for more aligned and practical dialogue. Our inaugural conference in 2025 brought together policymakers, industry leaders, development partners, and civil society to focus on climate finance, governance, and justice. It culminated in a shared declaration, a recognition that fragmented efforts will not deliver the scale of response that is required. This principle of multi-sector collaboration is at the core of this year's conference. Over the next 2 days, discussions will span climate finance, adaptation, energy transition, urban resilience, and regional cooperation. Across all of these themes runs a single thread: the need to move from isolated efforts to integrated action. No single actor can address this challenge alone. Governments set direction, the private sector drives investment and innovation, communities bring lived experience, and media informs and holds all stakeholders accountable. Real progress depends on aligning these roles into a coherent whole. For Pakistan, the urgency is immediate. It sits alongside deep economic and development pressures that are already shaping national priorities. Decisions on energy, infrastructure, agriculture, and urbanization will define not just our climate resilience, but our economic future. At the same time, Pakistan's voice within the global south remains critical in shaping fairness in climate finance, technology access, and capacity building. But we must also strengthen our ability to absorb and effectively deploy these resources. This begins with a shift in priorities at home. Pakistan must place greater emphasis on adaptation, strengthening flood defenses, improving urban drainage, building heat resilience, investing in climate-resilient agriculture, and expanding early warning systems. Globally, climate finance must better reflect on-ground realities. Adaptation must stand alongside mitigation. Technology transfer must extend beyond energy to resilient systems, and financing must reach where vulnerability is most acute. We must also manage the energy transition carefully, scaling renewables, modernizing our grid, and ensuring financing supports growth without creating unsustainable burdens. Finally, accountability is essential. Transparent tracking, consistent reporting, and independent verification must ensure delivery matches ambition. Because what gets measured is what gets done. Let this conference move us from discussion to alignment, and from alignment to action. Climate change is shaping our present, and how we respond will define what comes next. Thank you, and welcome to Breathe Pakistan 2026.